When you are writing a letter to the principal, it's not a business.
But if that business will come back to friend with a side business letter.
Business letter matlab you should, it's better you say formal letter. ठीक है ना सर?
Rest SK
जो आपको इस करना है. कौन? सोनिया कैसे जाना है? अभी नहीं जाना है. But you have to follow your school's syllabus. So regarding, irrespective of whatever is there, the board में अगर जाओगे ना CBSE.org.gov, you will see the requirement. I mean the syllabus for 9th and 10th on 2008 basis. I'm not trying to do that. So आपस में डिवाइस करो ये करो तो एनीवे हैंडराइटिंग क्लैरिफिकेशन तो मिला इसका करते हो और वो क्या है बॉक्स KH is the lakh. What we learned from Evelyn Cleary? What did we learn? Can you say something?
paper and share the mind and
Determination.
share the mind and feel work hard, keep there and good even after some if any time kind of so both of you scored not satisfactory marks in the last seat. After 17 mila, and you got 2.5 or something. How much for last city में? 15.
ऐसा ही कुछ मिला था. And you got 17. On what was the chapter? Not taking yours. Could not taking yes. You have to remember. How old are you? You don't remember.
18.
18 you got. So last exam that you gave, you got 2.5%. 17, where you lost marks?
So yes, as I saw, do the marks.
Have you checked? Immediately after you get the paper, you check it with the model answer. Okay, take and next time bring it. All the exams that you are giving.
I also wanted to know that the why you gave 1.5.
Yes. So for that, after every CT papers here, and we will discuss. That's very important. And what are the points you need to add for each and every question? That also, you will write it down. I'll tell you. Even though it's there in the model answer, but I'll tell you. The points
you might understand that why you have cut the mark because I didn't know accept.
Didn't write.
I didn't write acceptance. And I didn't. And mine was adventure of good.
Adventure of good. Why you got so less? Have you checked? Next class, both of you bring, you have question paper. Huh? Question paper you don't have. So question, yes, not here, question paper along with answer sheet. Bring and you will write down with the pencil the marks, the points that you have missed, that you need to add. Paper will you know that is with you. You have to submit the paper. No, no, that is your paper. So you keep it. Make a file for each subject. I was you didn't understand the chapter? I was adventure of okay, adventures of photo. You learn, take an extra lecture, learn, and then you give the exam. Don't be sending exam. Exams are for your benefit. Okay, so if we are determined, if we have determination, we can achieve any goal. That is the motto. That is what Evelyn taught us, and she taught us how she mastered the instruments that she used to, how she mastered the instruments that she used to play. She used to feel through her body. So that is what. So that shows. That if you have the determination, if you have the courage, if you have the if you want to achieve something, you can. So there is no one can stop you from doing that. Same thing with Bismillah Khan. So they are Hariprasad Chaurasia and Zakir Hussain with the tabla, Ustad Amzad Ali Khan with the sharod, and then with the Shehnai, Bismillah Khan. And these were the violin sectors. I don't remember their names. Think of the Shehnai, and the first thing you will probably imagine, is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. Before Shehnai became famous, it was only, it was not a very, not an instrument that we played in every occasion. It was, he made the instrument famous. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called kumbi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Kumbi became the generic name for reed noise makers. With reed, you know the strings, and it used to make a shrill noise. Wind instrument, various wind instruments which have beats like the flute, the clarinet, etc. So sorry. So the flutes, you can see the flute, and these are the corporate beats. Have you seen a flute? They kind of flute. So read it with and the sound you play with your, and the air comes out and makes different sound through these holes. So the sound according to Aurangzeb, the sound was very shrill, and he banned it because of the sound. Boogie became the generic name for reed transmitters. Few generic, everybody used to call it boogie. वो तो कितना श्रील है, आप कान में कान बंद हो जाते हैं. So it was a generic name. कि boogie was downcast, outcasted. It was not a very what to say, pleasant sound, you can say, yes. Few had thought that it would one day be revived. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the home. So someone thought the movie is so much downgraded, so people do not like movie, so I will do something so that I'll improvise fully. It shows a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the pulley and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Why 7 holes? Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. There are 7 holes. सब सुर बोलते हैं ना 7 do re mi fa sol la ti do in English. So there are 7 sounds. And that's why he made 7 holes to create 7 क्या बोलते हैं soon. What is soon in English? Sounds. 7 sounds. When we played on it, so whenever whatever music we hear, the music that we hear, the songs that we hear, those are all based on 7 basic sound, 7 basic sounds. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. इसके ऊपर बेस करके सारा म्यूजिक होता है. This is season. Season, how many seasons are there? Basic. Summer season, winter season. Yes, season. How do you pronounce? Season. Season ही तो है ना? Season. How many seasons are? Summer. Basic I say. Basic. Main. Summer, winter, autumn. Summer, winter, spring, autumn. Monsoon. Monsoon we say. So monsoon season we say. But basically there are 4 seasons. Summer season, winter season, spring and autumn. After winter comes spring. After spring comes summer. After summer comes autumn. After summer comes spring. And then again winter. इसके बाद no, autumn. First is spring, then is summer, spring. If winter comes, then spring be part behind, there is a poem. So spring first, and then summer, then autumn, then winter. Basic 4 seasons. और उसके बाद भी there are bifurcations and all, but basic. The same way we have 7 sound of music, and those all these songs are based on those 7 sound of music. So he took a pipe and he made 7 holes on it to get the essence of all the 7 suits. He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When we played on it, closing and opening some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. Before royalty. Who was the royalty then? Who was the royalty? The Aurangzeb. So he played in the royal family and in the royal court, and everybody loved it because it was not as shrill as a pundi. The instrument so different from the pundi had to be given a new name because it was not a pundi. So, as the story goes, since it was first played in the Shah's chambers and was played by a Nai barber, the instrument was named the Shehnai. Nai matlab barber. Barber played it for the first time. Why it was called, how the Shehnai got its name Shehnai? What will you say? Do you have a pencil? You will say, since it was first played in the Shah's chamber, and was played by a nine or barber. Instrument was named the Shehe nine. What is Shah's chamber?
Oil and the
Court. That's why the name Shehnai. So how and the name Shehnai. Why we call it Shehnai? Underline. So see how Pugli looks like. It looks like a snake charmer. Snake charmer, you know? Looks like a snake charmer and the name is
Pungi looks like
Pugli looks like a snake charmer and the next one is Shehnai. No. There is song na Pungi Bajale or something like that. So we only use it. I don't think anybody plays. I don't know. I've never seen anybody. Snake charmer I have seen. If that is called a Pungi, then it's a Pungi. Sapera wala. Lekin Pungi ka shape nahi hai. Okay. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious because it was played in the king's court, and auspicious things are only played in the king's court. Auspicious means should, godly, should. That's why it was called auspicious. And for this reason, it is called. For this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. North Indian, yeah, all Indian wedding, Hindu wedding, it's indispensable. It's considered auspicious. That's why it is indispensable part of any Hindu marriage. Why? Why it is indispensable? Huh?
South side, Chennai the south.
It is. આજકાલ nowadays they don't play, but Hindu marriage, it's a very integral part of Hindu marriage. शादी मतलब शहनाई होता ही.
I have seen this.
This is because of change of tradition and everything, or particular change in their taste, change of taste before. So many things. Pre-marriage, wedding shoot, or in our custom, in Bengali custom, there was nothing like that. Haldi ka rasam or haldi ka rasam was there, but वो जो होता है ना और कुछ मेहंदी का रस्म or we all are adapting each other's custom because
they want to take the photos.
Photos, yeah, that is the point. And mehendi and on it sangeet. Bengalis we don't have mehendi and sangeet, but nowadays all Bengali wedding you will see. If I say in Bengali weddings we don't have mehendi and sangeet, you go to 4 or 5. Just now you said like South Indian marriages, you go. Bengali marriages come back and say, ma'am, you said there is no haldi, but in all the marriages I saw haldi and haldi nahi. I saw mehendi and sangeet. So we are adapting each other's culture. Jaise cake cutting. Cake cutting is not our culture. We cut cake, right? But that is Western culture. What is our culture, Hindu culture? Kheer. Kheer khana, tilak, kheer, puja, koi hai. Cake cutting hai, we have adapted that. So it's something like that. But China is a very difficult because it is auspicious. And for this reason, it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. So in any North Indian wedding is written over here, but in all wedding. So how can we say that Shehnai is auspicious? You have to write, underline these two things: temples, played in temples, and wedding. Temple and wedding. Underline karo. Temple and wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Nawbat or traditional assemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. As royal court is the most auspicious place, so there are nine instruments were found there. 9 types of instruments were played in the royal court, and Shehnai was a part of the and instrument found at Royal Courts. It was a part of, and just like we have 7 wonders, 9 wonders, because they are very exclusive things. So exclusive, yeah, musical instruments were there, used to be there in the Navrat, nine jewels, 9 jewels. So like 7 wonders of the world. I think हम तो ज़्यादा हो गया 9 wonders ऐसे. 7 में इंडिया में ताजमहल है ना?
Yes, we keep changing other some. First it was that Jesus statue. Yes, in Brazil and
Then we had Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
We made it.
and then pyramids of
Eiffel Tower.
Leaning Tower.
Yes. So that's called Naubat Khana. Naubat Khana is a place in the royal court. That's a place where music is played. I mean, instruments are played. Naubat Khana. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. The credit for bringing this instrument onto, not into, onto. What is the difference between into and onto? Onto means on top of the, yes, and something that's moving. There's something that's doing action. So I'm glad that you remember. Acha, have you completed the preposition exercises? After we finish,
But from sheet we have.
देखिए आया क्या?
I have.
You next class. Remember, huh? Remind me. Because we are parallelly, we are teaching the same thing. I'm teaching the same thing to CBSE and ICSE. So CBSE, we are completed this workshop. So you have to remind me and bring as well.
After the chapter, you will just give us the for both part, right?
Okay, thank you. And then we do the letter writing. Letter writing and analytical writing, very important thing is the division of marks. How mark is given on in the board. So my focus is board itself. Do you understand?
Critical writing because letter writing is very
Analytical you have now. Descriptive. Huh? Yes, you क्या है?
I teacher mentioned it twice.
Yes, you have. Okay, we'll do it later. Let's finish this. So, till recently, it was only used in temples and weddings. The training for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage. Stage के ऊपर इसके on goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay. See one word very important for you to remember. Ensemble. देखो कहाँ है word?
yes.
Ensemble of 9. Ensemble matlab the cluster, the things, the instruments considered as a group. Percussion matlab all the tabla वाला instrument है ना, जो बजता है ऐसा सारा percussion. So that's it. हाँ? Vibration. So here ensemble is the second over there. The instruments considered as group instrument. जैसे हारमोनियम के साथ साथ कुछ पियानो, हारमोनियम,
So in a group.
Harmonium, piano, and then another one keyboard. So all are same. So you have to. As a now we are talking about Bismillah. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah can create Gilli Danda, all of you know what is Gilli Danda. He had a pond in the ancient district of Dumrao in Bihar. He is from Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita. At the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, a prize given by the local Maharaja. So these are all pre-independent tense a story. Bhajan this. This happening 80 years ago. This happened 80 years ago. So how many years we got in independence?
95. 75.
75 years. 75 years got. Last year the 75 years का golden mahotsav. So it is 78. 75, 76, 77, 78 कुछ होगा. So it is 80 years back. So pre-independence. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has traveled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So a small boy, a 5-year-old boy from Bihar, how he achieved this fight, earning the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. How he achieved this. It's a story of a small boy from Bihar who used to sing bhajan, chaita in temples, and his journey towards the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna award. So underline the highest civilian award in India. What is it, Bharat Ratna? Born on 21st March 1916, Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. His grandfather Rasul Baks Khan and the Shehnai was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur king's court. His father, Paigambar Baks, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. So he belonged to a family of Shehnai players. Paternal ancestor is as an ancestor of the father or mother. Don't look at the both. Paternal fathers, P, Papa. Maternal, Mama, mother. Remember this. Paternal is from the Papa's side. Maternal from the Ma's side, mother's side. P or M, The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, and his father took him to his maternal uncle's house. What the maternal means? Mothers. And they were well-off family, not poor family. Was a poor story. So at the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. His uncles were also Shehnai players. So Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baks. So when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, but his father was Ali Baks, na? Rasul Baks Khan.
Ali Baks Khan was the
Grandfather.
Rasul Baks.
Rasul Baks Khan is his grandfather.
Father is Baks.
So here, maternal uncle was also some Baks. Yes. His maternal uncle's house in Benares, now Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. So Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baks to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Baks was employed to play the Shehnai. Ali Baks को तब तक Shehnai बजता था in temples, holy temples. Ali Baks would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly he started getting lessons in the instrument and would sit practicing so often. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya, the banks of the Ganga Ganga, acted his favorite thoughts where he would practice this song. So he was from Bihar, But when he went to Venatus, where he started his first practice in Chennai from Adidas. And used to pay temples and sit beside the Ganga in solitude. Solitude means be alone. He was alone there and he used to pay different forms. Right.
Balaji and Mangala, Maya, the back to the front.
So Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Alitos to the Vishnu temple of Venasi. One thing that tells us about religious tolerance. India as a India unity diversity. The point here is it sees so many communal rights there nowadays. Getting to and population. But since they were saints and they used to play Serenai in temples, Vishnu temple. There was no communalism, there was no intolerance. Everybody used to live with each other, and this was undivided India. Undivided India. There was no Pakistan, there was no Bangladesh, there was no Third World War, there was no missile, there was nothing. Only this. No one even said that, oh, Muslim hai wo, and we are advanced now. We are talking about ye Muslim hai, ye Hindu hai, Christian hai, ye hai, Muslim. Now we are so much advanced and so much educated. Then people were not so much educated, but they think that humanity exists. Humanity exists. So being a Muslim, there was no communalism. Being a Muslim used to pay the Shahnai to the Alibas, pay the Shahnai in which temple? In Venadas, that with Venadas. Pays for the Hindus, that the Hindus came. Vishnu temple of Venadas, where Bucks was employed to pay the Shahnai. Alibucks could play the Shahnai, Bismillah would sit captivated for hours or captivated means. I'm telling you again, captivated means mesmerized, was so into it, mesmerized. Underline captivated. Sit captivated keyword. For hours on end, slowly he started getting lessons, being the student and doing some practice throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maya and the banks of the Ganga became a young apprentice. He said apprentice. For apprentice. Young trade. Because like, yeah, I say Ola now, the young apprentices favorite haunts, favorite haunting place, favorite place to visit. The place that calls him, haunts, it's not haunting in the ghost sense. It is a place which goes back to that. He wanted to go back to that place. But the place gave him a lot of favorite haunts where he would practice in solitude. Solitude means alone. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered beyond the reach of the Shiva. He used to invent ragas, paths. There are so many ragas, Margosh, there are so many ragas. So he used to invent ragas that is very difficult. I mentioned on Shahnai. Shahnai can invent. At the age of speaking, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, star Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "What further shall we?" With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938, again pre-independence, came Bismillah's big day. So when Bismillah got the big day in the year 1938, the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow. So All India Radio in Lucknow you have to mention, here you have to mention 1938. Underline, huh? When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, this is a very important thing that generally comes in exam. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to lead the nation with its share. So, on the 15th August 1987, when India gained independence, what happened exactly? Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to lead the nation to history. So to play the Shenai Matlina, to lead the nation. Why he created the nation? Because it was a glorious body. Yeah, what? So he did the Indians. He got underlined. Yeah. Anand, I'm right? Yes. These are the important words that you write in your board exam. These are the words. Take the same time, कहीं ना कहीं आपको one half mark चला जाएगा. You will not achieve and change plus. But if you write these words, taken from the book, that's what I said the book. This is that you take words from the book, so that they know that we have gone through the book, the text, not just gone through any notes and doing your exam. So these is a very important word. Patient medicine, the boards are out into Rag Kafi, which Rag was played Rag Kafi. From the rainford, down was the rainford to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave famous trust and festival speech. He was about to be the first Prime Minister of India. Am I right? So क्या हुआ था उसी दिन 1947 में क्या हुआ था? Created the nation, reach underline करो, keep it Rag Kafi, underline करो. From where? From the rainford, underline karo, to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This much you have to write. These are all the points. Who later gave his famous trust in destiny speech? That is not important. That you can mention or not important. What is important is Rag Kafi, the year, reaching the ordination, and the guest. These points are important. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, when Zahid Khan was so taken by the mosque that he gifted him priceless Persian projects and other souvenirs. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one who discussed music. Film director Vijay was also impressed after hearing this club day and festival that he named a film after the instrument called Ghost Teaching. And who was the producer? Who was the film director of Ghost Teaching? Vijay Bhatt. आलिया भट्ट को याद रखना, लेकिन लिख मत लेना. इसका नाम लिखना है विजय भट्ट. आलिया भट्ट को याद करोगे तो भट्ट रिमेंबर, बट विजय भट्ट, विजय मत याद कर. वो झूठी शहर है. The film was a hit and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chart. Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, a song. आज घर जाके YouTube सर्च करके this it is there. Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. It is there. I not play here. Yes. Dil Ka Khilona. Very good. At the first comes. Yeah.
Like the celluloid word or the tape word. अब चलेगा था अभी भी it's such a good music ना was it beautiful.
Okay, so I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world. So why Bismillah Khan Khan's movie venture when limited to two? So you have to underline artificiality and glamour. Underline karo artificiality and glamour of the film world. He did not like it. He says so. These are the words you have to use. Okay? Artificiality and glamour of the film world. He says with emphasis. Emphasis means with emotion, not emotion. With confidence, not confidence. With boldness or put emphasis on the मैंने चोरी नहीं किया, मैंने चोरी नहीं किया, मैंने चोरी नहीं किया. Someone who says with emphasis means with lots of confidence also you can say. Yes. अगर याद आता है याद आता है. Awards and recognition came thick and fast, very fast. Thick here means lots of emphasis, lots of. Thick means lots of what? Lots of recognition and awards. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. It was the first one, first Indian. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal. Montreal is in Canada. In the Cannes Art Festival or Cannes Art Festival and in the Osaka Trade Fair, that's in Japan. And Cannes Art Festival is in Paris Award. I think Paris. CANE or Khan, whatever you say that is. It's in France, huh? I said France, I said Paris, sorry, it's not France. Khan. It's called Khan. It's okay, thank you. Anand, is he right? Khan? Khan nahi hai. Okay. Here, is it the I? Okay, I pronounce this. Khan. So well known. So there is a in Thane there is one there is a
I think Montreal is in Spain, Venice.
in Spain. There is one Montreal in Canada also. But here I don't. So well, Kane Film Festival, Art Festival भी है, Film Festival भी है, Fashion Festival भी है ना, Fashion something. Paris. That is also Kane, ना? What you say Kane? Okay, that is not part of our study. So we become internationally at that, and originally in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Hossein Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he became internationally famous too. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on. All three you have to mention the awards that were conferred on him, apart from Bharat. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded his first civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, with the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes empty with rare happiness. He said, "All I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition, when the West is not coming to learn art."
Is it still?
Huh?
It is still.
It's true. Oh. In spite of many recently died, I think it's 3 years back. In 2001, Mr. Bismillah Khan was awarded his highest civilian award. All I would like to say is teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition, when the West is not coming to learn others. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Madras and Lumrao. Where is Lumrao? In his birthplace in Bihar. And they remain calling the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to get a Shenan, a student of his, even this Zakir Hussain. Ustad Zakir Hussain, they have a school, he is based in US, and he has a big school over there. Tabla school over there. They all have schools there. So a student of Bismillah Khan, what he wanted? What did you give to settle down in? Open a school in USA, settle down in USA. A student of his was wanted him to get a Chennai school in the USA. And the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Belarus by replicating the filters there. But Khan Shah asked him if he would be able to transport River Ganga as well. Later, he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning. I want." Yearning means a very urge to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Benares and the Holy Ganga. And while in Benares, I guess the Vatha of Durga. What is Vatha? I think it's of food. He is a food. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of what? The rich cultural heritage of India. One that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally pay the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. This is what we say to meet him there. Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away 21st August 2006. At the age of 90, after prolonged illness, he was given a state funeral and the government of India declared 1 day of national. Thinking about the text. You can do it on your own. The Shehnai Kumki was a leading newspaper. Which one? Two, Bismillah Khan, a barber, and box transfer the Kumki percent. Three, Bismillah Khan's paternal ancestors were barbers, professional musicians. Bismillah Khan learned to play the Shehnai from Alibas. Alibas is the maternal. We look into the others where he used to deal with sons. Bismillah Khan's first trip abroad was to Afghanistan. Find what's in the text, it shows Bismillah Khan's feelings about the items listed below. Okay, let's see. This is very interesting. Teaching children music, positive. The film one, migrating to the USA, playing at temples, getting the Bharat Ratna, banks of the Ganga, getting Bedras and Vrindavan, living feelings about living Bedras and Vrindavan. Was it negative? He loved them, but what to छोड़ने गया उसको? Literally bad. It's a hot place. It is not a negative thing. Literally, I think it can be the right answer. I feel that is why whenever I'm in a foreign country, I feel yearning to say this time while in Mumbai, I think of Holy Beggars and the Holy Ganga, while in Beggars, and it's like so I think that they will the concept the same. Purani laga, he has to learn for it. Answer these questions in 32 words. Why now? Start Purana. Why did Aurangzeb, as you don't have to look at the book, as you see, you can say. Formation is even if the formation is not right, okay, but you tell me the gist. What is the? Why did Aurangzeb ban the playing of the book? Aurangzeb banned the playing of the because it made a sugar and present sound. It made a red shade and unpleasant sound. आगे पीछे because 30-40 से आगे पीछे क्या add करना है नहीं करना है that depends. This is the main that you have to write. How is a Shehnai different from a Kumki? Okay.
The Shehnai was a pipe, had a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer, broader than that of it, and made 7, and it had 7 holes of the body. The pipe, and when he played, a soft and melodious sound was produced. Unlike the Shreya,
when you played on it, closing and opening some of these holes. This is a very important. Closing and opening, as I said, closing and opening the holes of the some of these holes, because when you are playing, as I said, closing and opening, that's important. Soft and melodious sounds were so. In Kumki, the sound was very straight, but in such as melodies and they soft melodies, soft and melodies. Not playing on the flute. Shehnai, sir. How is a Shehnai different from a flute? That is it. Where was the Shehnai played traditionally? The Shehnai was
Where traditionally at weddings and in temples. Traditionally at temples and weddings.
Chennai did traditionally. उसके बाद बिस्मिल्लाह ने change किया. Traditionally temples and then let's see from the book. The sound of the chain are given to be considered auspicious and for this reason it is temples and in the past Chennai was part of the Nawat or traditional. So this is what you have to write. Bismillah Khan, recently it was used only in temples and weddings and waiting for bringing this instrument. See, paragraph 2, read the paragraph. The sound of the Chennai began to be considered auspicious. After the king said it's pleasant and soft, and from here auspicious, and for this reason it is still played in temples and in its and indispensable component of any Indian wedding. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the novel or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments of the royal courts. Till recently, it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument into the classical stage goes to Ustad Khan. What is the question?
When was their traditionally?
Where was the Shehnai played traditionally? So what you said is that temple and weddings.
After Bismillah Khan
Changed this. So Bismillah Khan brought it to the classical stage.
or to the classic.
Classical stage. So it just became a part of all the classical instruments. Okay. Classical stage will enter. When and how did Bismillah Khan get his long break? His big break. Anybody can say. Afghanistan now. Afghanistan. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan where he Zahid Khan. Number 8. Number 8. No, Lucknow. I thought we used all India radio. Yes, all India radio.
Yeah.
So big trip was in all India radio in Lucknow. I think I can remember. All India radio in Lucknow, here, 1930. And he soon became an often heard channel there on radio when India gained independence. You know that incident is very unique. Bismillah Khan, not that difficult. But we have to learn about all those things. Government harmony. Government harmony is a right of government. Those days. And how we remember that there was government process because he being a heavy Muslim, strong Muslim, he empty. Muslim used to play, you see, used to play Shena in temples. And you can mention the name of the temples. Whereas Gangage, the Kashi temple, that those temples.
That answer lies in paragraph 13.
Yes, so you have to mention the name of the temples. You take 5 minutes straight. I view this is not a stem, this is a note. So I wanted to show you the stem, the leaf, sorry, leaf. So after coming back, we'll discuss question answers a bit, and then when we finish better probably analytical topic what take 5 minutes break. Actually, they will just
आधा बिल्डिंग ऊपर में बार एकदम जनरल स्टैंडर्ड करते याद